Right, welcome to my video. Again, get the ball rolling, trying to get somewhere with this colossal task I have on my hands. Moving on from the previous videos now, I'm going to be, well, trying to get something sorted out on the floor in this side would be nice and beneficial. A little bit of a jiggle with a door probably wouldn't go amiss just before we get too carried away with welding things in. And also, somebody got in the comments and suggested trying the screen in the front of it, which probably ain't a bad idea either. I thought it did cross my mind briefly, but I think, yeah, that's probably pretty important, isn't it? Because don't want to do all the car, come to put windscreen in it and it drops straight through into the front passenger seat and driver's seat. That'd be ideal. Well, just my luck with this car. So that's what we're going to do. All right, thanks very much. Keep watching. So quickly try the screen in place here. Thankfully it all fits okay, so that was good news and reassuring. I've got gas round again, which is very helpful to say the least. So many little bits and pieces where you just need a quick hand and whatnot, so on the days that you just pop round it is yeah, it's really helpful. Got the rear tub cut out here and made a start on prepping the side of the tunnel, ready for the new floor pan, which we'll get onto in a minute. Now to take all of the brackets off this floor pan. It's a bit of a shame to use this complete floor pan, but I wanted the section that went further back and it was in stock. You won't be expecting this rust in your new panels, would you? Well, you can see that. Hold on. Behind the seams, brand new. That's not great, is it? Not great. Getting the hang of cutting a straight line with these angle grinders is hard work and not for the faint-hearted. I've also got a little air saw, which has been brilliant actually. It's far more controllable, so I do try to use that more often. Just want to remember. Initially, we didn't think the floor pan was going to go back in the car with all the bracing in place and whatnot. Tried to bring it in at the top here, it was no good. Thankfully, it went in underneath, okay, so that was a relief. Okay, I just thought I'd give you a little update where we're up to. I've been having a bit of a tidy up in the workshop and Gaz has been grafting on the Escort, which is ideal, isn't it? Anyway, the floor pan's taking shape, which is, yeah, it's good to see. So I'll give you a little rundown here of what we're doing. So it's in place pretty well now. Obviously we're just making use of these tech fastener affairs just to pin the floor pan in place. Obviously we've come through the tunnel on the other side, here and here and here, just to get a bit of an idea of how it's all going to sit. But in all fairness, it's not looking too bad. In all honesty, it's like matching the floor pan into the car. It's coming good. It's starting to look a lot better inside. A bit of time gone into it to get to this point. Brilliant. And then if you have a little look, obviously we've got a bit of work to do with these chassis rails to get obviously the floor pan into place. weld the rail up against the floor. Just need to devise a bit of a plan to squeeze it all together when the time comes to just weld it in. Which is, yeah, it's good to see. Good to see. Yeah, it's looking a lot better underneath it, isn't it? Right, a lot better. So, probably a time for a bite to eat, and then we'll start making some cuts here and there. Bro. It's a fair bit of work getting these floor pans to fit, obviously getting it to line up along the side of the tunnel and whatnot took a bit of time. You just got to take your time with it, haven't you, and you'll get there in the end. I haven't been using the MIG welder very much, but I did use the MIG just to weld up the sides of the box for the chassis rail that we've made. We had to adjust it slightly, so cut a little bit of a V in it just to drop it down, and use the MIG because it was quick. So started tacking it in with the TIG welder. I did practice on the bench a bit with the MIG, as I say in a minute, but I just feel a lot more, to be honest, I'm feeling quite confident with this TIG welder, so that's good news. Well, then we've had quite a productive day. I've managed to borrow a door and just playing with the alignment of this door post. The door post just got to come out a little bit to keep a line right on the door, but it's not looking too bad in all fairness, I don't think. This door's had a skin on it, so yeah, I've got to be careful not to get too carried away with that. But we've sort of started to make some inroads on fitting the floor pan in now, so it's starting to look a little bit better. Bit of a big job trying to weld it in though, that's for sure. But slowly, and everything should turn out alright. So yeah, that's it. I've been using these tech fasteners everywhere. They're working great, they have. Gaz has really helped me out today, in all fairness, because I needed a little bit of a break, so I've been having a tidy up in the workshop as well, and Gaz has had a good bash at this floor pan, and you know, we're making some progress, I think. So yeah, I'll continue on, and hopefully we'll have a floor pan in just now. Awesome. Hello again. Right, pressing on with it again on a Saturday, burning the candle at the weekends too. So just making up some adjustability on this post, because getting this door to be right on this passenger side, obviously, is probably one of the trickier things, I reckon, to sort out. Obviously, start getting this floor pan in, but before I fasten it down this chassis rail and sill, I want to make sure you know, we get things in the right place. So I've made a bit of an adjustable point up now for the post there. So I've got like a bolt in it, and obviously if I tighten it up, it'll pull the post in. Obviously push that one out and it'll push the post out. So probably get something along the same sort of lines down the bottom potentially. Just to try and get things into the right place. So that's what I'm just having a quick look at now. And obviously the floors are going in. Started to go in okay, to be fair, I think. I've been TIG welding the floor in. Just this thin metal, I just feel really nervous with the MIG on it. I did a bit of practice on the bench and I couldn't stop blowing holes through the material. So, well, I could get it okay, but just it starts to look like, you know, you're stopping and starting with it, and you're ending up with a really inconsistent bead of weld to stop blowing through it. And then obviously there'll be loads of grinding, really, and I don't really want to be grinding too much of the weld on the inside of the strength parts of the car and whatnot. I mean, cosmetic welds are different, aren't they? But you know, the floor pan to the tunnel here, it needs to be pretty strong, doesn't it? Right, so there you go, a little update. I'll crack on with doing this. I do have a bit of a tool addiction, which people may or may not have noticed, but this door adjuster tool that clicks into the side lock and onto the striker, and you give it a little tweak. Yeah, one of the best things I've ever bought. Brilliant. That's my Saturday about done anyway. So, got the, I think I've got the door fitting quite well. I mean, it closes. I don't think the lines are too bad. I think it's something to work with. Pretty good. I made a bit of an adjustment tool there just to pull the post in and out the top. I've been welding up this tunnel to the floor pan, which is not easy welding the two slightly different thicknesses of material, and it's like the old metal. Sometimes you get lots of contamination in it or something, and then the arc starts to go funny, which is pretty hard work to control, but it's not turning out too bad, I don't think. I think it'll be alright. Obviously I don't want like massive clumps of weld that start grinding off everywhere. I don't really want to be doing any grinding on any of these sort of strength welds, if I can avoid it anyway. I mean, obviously I can go over the other side of these, I think, can't I? If I turn the car upside down on the spit. I mean, down there I had to just grind off a little bit because there was some of the old weld from where the old floor pan was joined in there, so I've got like a bit of the tigget over at the top of it, like just underneath it, but it made it quite proud, that bit, so I just lightly run the grinder over that bit there, but the rest of it's coming on, I think. So we've got a door that shuts, which is amazing. Don't think it looks too bad by all accounts. Downside of it, I think it's manageable at that. Everything's starting to fit in. I'm gonna pin the chassis rail in and get the chassis rail pinned to the floor pan. Probably do a bit more on the tunnel tomorrow. Obviously it takes ages doing it like this, but I just feel like it'll be a much neater job in the end. I mean, here we're ended up with a bit of a gap, which is a shame. We'll have to sort of work a bit of a panel out for in there, I think, just to make it nice when it's welded in. Sound alright. Well, a bit more tomorrow, and once I've got the floor pan in, I'll edit the video up, and I think that'll be another video done. So thanks for watching up to this point. Thank you. Moving on from yesterday then, burning the candle on a Sunday as well, again. So, got to stay committed, haven't you? Well, I have, because if I lose momentum, I'll get other things on my radar and I'll be distracted, and then I'll struggle to pick up the momentum on this again then, and then it'll be a battle, and I don't want that to happen because I'm keen and I want to get it smashed out and get it back together. And I'm enjoying learning loads on it as well, really, so that's all good news. So yeah, well, we've got this post in a better position now. It's starting to look a lot better. I'm just welding the floor pan in as we are, so give you a quick little look. So we've got a door on it, some half reasonable lines, so I've had to sort of use this pry bar here just to pull the floor across there on the rail before I pin it to the rail. I made a bit of a tool in there, so it's adjustable. I can pull the post in and out, so I can get it in a good position. I've been welding the floor pan in, trying to do it as neat as possible because I don't want to have so much grinding. So yeah, I think I'll probably finish off a bit of the welding on this, and try and get this floor rail pinned down onto the chassis, floor pinned onto the chassis rail. That'll be ideal. So there we go, that's what we're going to have a go with. Right, going to crack on. It's incredibly difficult to weld in these sort of different positions. I mean, this is quite open, so this little stretch here wasn't so bad, but there's just so much to learn, isn't there, when you're like welding upright like that on the surface. It's, you know, the weld, the little puller weld wants to drop down on you and what have you. I think you just got to take your time and do your best, really. Keep practicing, and it starts to turn out right. Don't think I'm going to do that in there, because I might cut that out for a flatter sheet, because obviously them four-link boxes have got to go in back in there, so don't know whether I need to go all the way up there. So we've done pretty much all the tunnel now, but I am left with a bit to join in here. So we'll just try and get something. This worked out pretty well. I used that little adjustable sort of jack support thing and just managed to push the edge of the floor pan up enough to meet the edge of the tunnel and dolly it flat, and then managed to get a beader weld over it using a slightly thicker filler wire, which actually works really well when you get the hang of it on the TIG welder. Well, I'm amazed that I've been able to close that gap up. That gap was, I used the, hold on, let me get it around here. Yeah, I used this this little bit of a wedge there with the adjustable thread on it. It's like one side's left-handed, so I used it just to jack the edge of that floor pan bit up there. I mean, there was like an inch gap, well, not an inch, but half an inch or so. So yeah, don't think that's turned out too bad, really. I mean, I ain't long been TIG welding, but it's starting to feel a lot nicer now. So I think that'll do for that bit there. It don't look too bad on the other side either. It's decent. I think there'll be a little bit of perhaps running over the back of the weld, perhaps in a couple of places where it might want strengthening up, perhaps. But on the whole, I think it's looking pretty good. I think that'll be, yeah. Also, I don't want to be grinding the welds away if I can avoid it. These sort of welds, because obviously you want the strength, don't you, and everything. So looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Can't believe I've nearly got a floor pan in. That's amazing. So we're trying to get it just pinned. I'm not going to pin it to the sill here yet, because obviously we've got to because the quarter's got to come off at some point. Probably might be next, I don't know. But yeah, because the quarter's got to come off, I'm going to join the quarter back into the sill. So I don't want to be fastening this into the sill just yet until we've got where we need to be on the quarter. But I think when the quarter's going in, it's probably going to entail doing something with this rear tub area and whatnot. Obviously we've got it out down there, but the 4-link box has got to go in as well. So I mean, I could weld the floor pan up to the back there and cut the 4-link box in, but I don't think that's the way to do it. I think cutting that section of the floor pan out along the side of where the 4-link box is going to go, and then come across where the rear seat support comes. and then just go all the way back up to the top there with one panel. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, innit? It'll be the tidiest, I reckon. Yeah, flying along now. It's great. Well happy. Making some progress. That's all that counts, isn't it? Right. I'll have a little quick tidy up and then have a go see if I can pin this rail in. I think I could probably get that rail welded in on that end there. I think it would be good to weld it there. I just obviously need to close it up onto the floor. I'm only going to could even weld it to the floor, I suppose, in that area, but we'll see. I'll start making some inroads into getting the floor against the rail and see where we're at. I've heard loads of people recommend these tech fasteners on the YouTube channels and whatnot, but it's definitely a winner. You can fasten things into place and potentially move them if need be. Obviously start welding things into place, you've got to mess around grinding things back off, haven't you, to get it back out. So yeah, grab yourself some of these if you're into doing this sort of stuff and you ain't been using them. Okay then, I think that's going to bring this one to a wrap. I'm starting to get a bit of confidence now and I feel a bit happier about it. You know, when you start to achieve some things, it's a great feeling, isn't it? And, you know, I looked at putting this floor pan in and I thought, I mean, I've never done anything like this before in my whole life. You know, and this isn't, it's not easy, is it? Anybody who's into this all know and be able to vouch for it, I would have thought it's in a given. Yeah, there's a lot of thought into it, and you could make a right ash up of doing something like this if you're not being careful. So I'm pretty happy. Really, I feel like it's going to start to take shape, and it's starting to look pretty good. I've got the floor pan in on this passenger side. Obviously, Gaz was a big help because it was it's been a pretty laborious task. I've got it welded in. I've got the new chassis rail in. Got it tech fastened. So I'm not going to weld the chassis rail immediately, I don't think. I think I might wait until the front chassis rail's in. But I think it probably could be welded in now. I don't think there's anything stopping me, but I don't know. I'll perhaps look at, I think the quarter panel and that should be here on Monday. So, and the new 4-link boxes and what have you, because it would be nice, I think, to get that in. Just trying to get a side done. But we've got we've got the door fitting well, the door's closing well. We've got a reasonable sill line. We've got a great position for this door post by the looks of things. I've stitched it into the roof there, into the A pillar. It's starting to look good now, really. I think this is I'm trying to make it nice as well. That was half the point of taking it to bits in the first place, because obviously I could have just done some localised rot repairs, but it would have never have been what I would term as being a nice Escort. So I'm hoping that this is going to bring it up to like a decent standard. So we're in there. Obviously we've got the chassis rail is in and tech fastened in. I mean, I presume they're meant to have a bit of a void there, like I suppose it could be tapped up to sort of flush the floor pan. I mean, I'm not going to go mad with the welding underneath it until it's back on the spit. Obviously, I just need to make it strong. I mean, fortunately, because you can get underneath here, you can get in and do quite a bit. So, sort of see it. I don't think it looks half bad down there, really, on the other side. I've been looking into options for the floor underside of it. Is it Raptor? Or whatever it is, they wrap to the underneath of them. Don't know if anybody's got any recommendations there. That'd be awesome. Oh, another thing, if anybody's into this sort of stuff, obviously I'm spending quite a lot of time priming the back sides of panels that I'm not going to be able to see to get any paint on or whatever you're after. Obviously that takes quite a bit of time. I've been looking into these e-coatings, and I'm wondering whether or not once all the fabrication work's finished and I've got everything welded up, whether it'd be worth taking it into one of these places that like dips it and does this e-coating business. Has anybody done that? Is it worth doing? I'm interested to hear people's comments. So there we go. I'll have to figure out what to do next now. Like I say, probably before I get launching into the front end, I suppose it'd be nice just to get this bit that we started hacking out sorted. So I think it's going to be rear tubs, 4-link box, finish this back bit of the floor pan off around the 4-link boxing, and this rear quarter panel next, and then well on our way to getting a side sorted, aren't I? So I presume all this has got to come out. I've been trying to find as many pictures as possible, the ones that people have done, so I can get an idea. Obviously I've got one piece tubs to go back in it down there, so that's all great. In other news, my workshop's looking a lot better now. I'm lucky to have a friend who does extraction and things, and he, hold on, I've got this gimbal thing in my hand and it takes a bit of time. Yeah, he put like the world's biggest extractor with a silencer and everything on it up in the roof there, so when I'm at the grinder and stuff, because since I insulated my workshop here, which is an old barn I've got at home, the fumes were sitting in here real bad, but this bad boy, it'll suck everything out of the workshop, I think. So yeah, there's looking good now. Also got the 2-poster in, and then we've had it tidy up like, and I've got this area in here, got another little bench back in here, in this area in here, and then obviously I've studied off this corner, well my mates have, so I've got somewhere to do. You've just got to clean it up, clean all the dust up from in here now, and get all these boxes sorted out and get everything organised again, and then we've got somewhere decent to have a tat around with the motors that I mess about with. Got the motor out the Escort here, a Millington. My little mini engine over there, but obviously we do a lot of VW engines, don't we? So that's where most of that action occurs. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. So thanks very much for watching my video. I hope you're enjoying it. Getting loads of people messages and that, and I really appreciate that, because it does take a bit to keep your spirits up, because you know, it's easy to lose a bit of faith and feel hard done to and everything, which I do. But then again, I should have checked it, shouldn't have, before I bought it. It's pointless taking someone's word for something. You live and learn, don't you? But life goes on and you've got to make the best of it. So yeah, appreciate you watching my videos and all that. If you want to like, subscribe to it, that'd be awesome as well. Obviously I'm trying to keep up with all that. It's going pretty well. Great, thanks very much. Catch you again. Bye.